Welcome back to another operator mastery. One of the most requested ones here is Echo. Hopefully you guys like this Echo one. I'm going to be bringing you everything from the best loadout, which we'll get into here shortly, and then we'll go into game, hop into a actual game and show you actual in-game tips that you should be using while playing Echo. I know a lot of people, whenever I do in-game, they're like, this is more of a tutorial for how to play blank on whatever map I'm doing, but you got to be able to just think critically, right? Just think a little bit about how you could be transferring these to other maps. It's really not that hard. I can't go through every single map with you guys. There's too many of them. So you just got to be able to, think long and hard and just be like, okay, so that same thing he's doing here, he could also do on Clubhouse or Board or whatever. Just be able to, adapt that same play style over and over. This game's not cookie cutter, so you have to actually think, so let's get into the best loadout. So he has the MP5 SD, which basically means suppressed. It has a built-in suppressor, so you're forced to have the suppressor, and you could get a hollow, or ACOG. So this is one of the only operators now on defense with the ACOG, so that is always good. And then a vertical grip is probably good for this gun specifically, but angled works as well. You also have the choice of the Supernova, but this gun is not very good at all. I don't think there's ever a time where you should be using that one over the MP5, especially since it has a ACOG on a submachine gun and it'll absolutely rip. So I think you got to go with the MP5 here, and this thing doesn't even have that much damage, so I don't think it's ever a good idea to bring that into the gunfight. And then the Bearing 9 is the machine pistol. Granted, this pistol is awful for any sort of range, I guess, but this is more of like a barrel stuffing type of gun. You got to be really close to them within 10 feet and then just pull down that trigger, start at the chest, and it'll pull up to the head in 2 seconds. So less than 2 seconds, in less than 10 bullets. And the fire rate is 1100. So you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm going to show the recoil pattern in just a second, but this gun's kind of insane when you're close range. But if you tend to pull your pistol out in long range, then maybe go with the handgun. But for the most part, you should be using the MP5 for close range, and then the Bearing 9 if you are barrel stuffing someone. Then you have deployable shield and barbed wire. I think you should go with barbed wire most of the time. Deployable shield is nice because Echo players are anchors and you're gonna have to sit in sight, so if you need to make up cover, then a deployable shield is all right, but barbed wire is probably better, since you could probably just find somewhere with good cover if you are a Echo, and you probably don't need the deployable shield necessarily. So we're in game now. I want to show you my reasoning for picking these weapons. So the MP5 SD, obviously you have the ACOG, so you can see really far. You actually can match what the defenders are doing, but of course with bringing the ACOG, that brings more recoil. Obviously if you learn how to control it, then it's no big deal, but still it's harder than a holographic sight, but that's beyond the point. And I wanted to show the Bearing 9 recoil, so this was the main thing. So I'm going to show you it uncontrolled right at first, so I'm just going to pull down the trigger and let it do its thing. So as you can see, it went shot up and then held horizontal recoil once it was on its last 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10-ish bullets, right? So after 16 bullets of absolute mayhem, it starts going horizontal like this. So there's really no way to control this. That's as good as I can do right there, but besides that, if you're trying to do any range, it has to be like this, right? Just sputter firing. If you hold it down the trigger, you're gonna end up like this, and that's why I say going close range. If you're somewhere like this kind of range where someone's gonna walk around the corner, it's better to have that gun out than your ACOG'd gun, right? You should have this gun out, pull it out, and go to town, right? So that's the only time I would ever use a Bearing 9. You should only be using the primary most of the time. But the reason I chose this map, I just want to show you what a lot of people do on this map when they play Echo, if it's not banned, of course. So you go over here, set your barb where you should. Probably over here is probably better, but that's beyond. Most people right here, they go here, right? They throw one here, bring it up, and they come over here, throw one here, shoot it up somewhere, right? Wherever, just random spots. And then they go sit in this vault for the whole round. They go sit in this corner and sit here. Sometimes they even bring a shield. Like, if you're back here, you don't need a shield, I promise. You could just lay right here and no one's gonna look back there, even if they somehow get past your whole team. But the problem with this, in my opinion, or I guess not really opinion, it's kind of a fact, is that everyone's gonna bring an IQ most of the time, and the yokai drone's not 100% invisible. You could still see the cloak outline of it, right? You could still see that. So even the attackers can see that. So it's sitting there You know, it's pretty stealthy, but if you look up and you're looking for it, it's there. So it being here and you just staring at people doesn't do you very much good. Even if you are going to hit them with the denial, right? It's not that good to just have it sitting here the whole round, because it's gonna get destroyed. Then you have to bring this one from there over there instead of just holding onto one or using it more as a drone. There's two main ways that Echo is so good. He has intel, a lot of intel gathering. I feel like people undermine how important that is and just use him as what his other good job is plant denial. I want to show you the intel part. Just look how I can drive this drone around, right? Drive it around, drive it around. I can drive it around like a drone, like an actual drone, and get intel for my team. So I can help out my roamers on my team, right? So say my roamers are up here and they're, say they're going up here and the other team is in open area. I can go in here, go like this, and now I have basically a portable camera that's pretty much invisible and extremely unexpected up here. So the likelihood of them seeing this camera whenever they push this is very, very unlikely while they're getting the hatches. Meanwhile, you can call out for your teammate that's up here. So that's how important the intel is, and that's how annoying Echo can be. But people play him wrong still. They put all of the drones in sight, leave them in sight, they get destroyed. So even though Echo is pretty overpowered and just more so annoying than anything, it doesn't mean that he is broken by any means. I just don't think anyone can play him. He's more of an advanced type of player, and it takes some teamwork. You could even do the solo queue, of course, and it's really good for plant denial. But I would not recommend sitting in this vault and just waiting for people to come to your drone. Instead, I know you should be sitting somewhere, like at an anchor point, just sitting in sight or something like that. But try to be useful with the drone. Go drone out for people. You have literally a movable camera. This is like a portable Valkyrie camera. You should be using it more as portable, right? Don't worry if one gets destroyed. You still have the other one. Most likely it's going to get destroyed if it's just sitting right here, right? By an IQ or whatever. And once you get one plant denial off, if you time it wrong, then you're going to lose that one as well. So it's a lot, but don't just use it how everyone uses it. That's really basic. It's really closed-minded, and you need to use this the droning out strategy with your yokai drone more often. So now that people are getting more smart, I guess, with Echo drones, most people are smart enough to just ban it in general. He's one of the most powerful intel gathering ops on defense, definitely. Him, Valkyrie, you know, those are some of the top two. Maestro, they all fall under the same category. A lot of intel there. But the nice thing is this one moves, this one can deny plants, and everyone needs to use the part where it can move. The only things that can destroy it is IQ, really, or if you somehow see the drone, which is kind of easy if it's sitting in like a common place like the one I showed you in A site there. But IQ, Thatcher can EMP it, it'll fall to the ground, easy kill, it shows up, and then it can be blasted by any explosion, obviously. So if that happens, you end up losing both of your drones way too early. That's why I don't recommend roaming with both of your drones. Instead, just roam with one. Keep one even on your hand even, or just put it in a spot that they won't be looking at, right? Put it in a corner instead of dead center of the room where they're going to be able to see it. If it's somewhere like this, right, they're not going to see it if they come here and plant real quick. And you could easily move up, right? Go like this and then shock him. You might need to move a little further, but they can't shoot it that fast. And then you get distorted like this, and then you are kicked off the plant. So that's the real power of it, for people that don't know about the plant denial part, but most people know that it can stop plants, and it resets your animation. So if you time it correctly, super duper powerful in general, but that's if you time it right. I wouldn't just play for this though. I would play with one of your roamers. Even if you're solo queuing, you could call out for your guy. You'd be like, here, I'm gonna drone your open area. I'll tell you where they are. Same thing goes with anywhere else. You could bring it top square, right? I can tell you when he's pushing your server. I can tell you when he's pushing your blue stairs. Just use your communication, right? You could put your drone here. They're not gonna look for that. And you can tell them when they're pushing blue stairs as well. Once they do push down the stairs and your teammates, say, behind server stacks, you can come down here and bring your drone up and help your teammate out by zapping them. You can hit them up and then do that. And then they're shocked. Your teammate comes around here, this corner, and gets the easy kill. All right, just come around the corner and get the distorted guy. That's the simplest way to play Echo, but it's really a simple operator if you think of it. I just think a lot of newer players, they don't really think of it that way. They think of it as only a plant denial operator, and that's just what I want to change. I want to change your mindset on that and think of it as a roamer assistance as well. So one more point I really want to push across to you guys is the role. It's not a fragging role. You aren't going to get very many kills if you are just a Echo main per se, but you are going to be the difference between winning and losing. If that's what you care about, then Echo is a op for you. It can be sometimes the difference between winning and losing a round, and especially if you're able to use one drone for plant denial and another drone to help out clear out roamers, or help your roamers out and kill anyone trying to attack, right? Help out in multiple ways, and then once they get to sight, you have your drone cam, and then boom. But this does not mean you're getting any kills. Obviously, if they get the plant down, you probably will get some kills whenever they're over here, but it's not a fragging operator, and that's why a lot of people just can't play it. They don't have the patience to. You need a lot of patience. You need a lot of map knowledge if you're trying to be helping out your roamers, really. Not a lot, but just know where basic things are. Like this map, you gotta know. You just have to know the basic things. You have to know where square is. You have to know where open is. You have to know where kitchen is. Just the simplest things. You just have to hop into a custom match and learn the basic things. And if you don't know the basic things, maybe don't play Echo, because it is a tougher operator. And if you don't have patience, don't play Echo, because you are quite literally being a little drone for the entire round, and then maybe the last 20 seconds is the only time that you will have to actually get kills. And sometimes you don't even get that because you are too busy on your drone trying to plant deny, and that will sometimes win you the round. Echo is only effective, really. I mean, it's still effective as a camera whenever you're dead, but it's only truly effective when you're alive, because the true benefit between Echo over like Valkyrie is it moves and can do plant denial. If you're dead, it doesn't move and it does not do plant denial. All it is a camera that is cloaked invisible. So it's just sitting here, right? It's sitting here like this one, sitting here like this one, and it's doing nothing for your team except give some intel. But why not just play any other operator like Valkyrie, or even someone with a bulletproof camera? It does the same thing as those if you are dead. So that's why it's important to stay in sight, stay out of sight, and don't be able to get droned, right? And that's the main thing. So hopefully this helped. I know Echo is interesting. It takes a little bit of a different mindset. Usually, you have to frag out and such if you want to rank up in Siege, but with this, you can win rounds without getting a single kill just by helping your team out, being a true support player, and you just have to accept the fact of being a support player. I know it's not the funnest role all the time, but sometimes it's necessary to win, and Echo can be fun if you use it with your teammate, use it with a friend, and use it how I showed you on the roaming on this map specifically, and every other map that you have. So hopefully this helped. Let me know if it did. Let me know what other operators you guys want to see. I know you wanted to see Echo badly. Hopefully this was good for you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.